Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of The Color Out of Oz. We are in scenario 4, Chasing Rainbows, and it should be a great time. Fading fast. As you step outside of the gates of the Emerald City, you're reminded that it is one of the few places left in Oz where the color has not rapidly spread to, thanks to the magic of Ozma and Glinda. The painfully vibrant infection has already advanced to its second stage of gray wasting, but it remains deadly. Proceeding to the countryside with caution. 6 doom advances. Somewhere over the rainbow. Hey! I get it. The color of the countryside, faded as it now is, was unmistakable from your glimpse in the magic picture. You have to find and pursue the storm in hopes that polychrome lies somewhere in its wake. Lightning bolt! If there are 2 player or more locations with damage on them, put the set-aside isolated peak location into play. For each investigator in the campaign log who knows the color's full spectroscopic analysis, reduce the required number of locations by 1. So we need 4 locations with damage on them. Objective: if after the rains is attached to the isolated peak, we advance. Okay. So, localized storm cannot be discarded or removed from play. At the start of the Mythos phase, attach localized storm to the connecting location with the fewest investigators. Place player clues as a lightning bolt on the attached location as a group. Resolve the force effect on after the rains as if it were the end of the round. Then resolve the force effect on localized storm as if it was the start of the Mythos phase. Okay, so I place 2 clues on the attached location, and they have to come from me. Resolve the force effect on after the rains as if it were the end of the round. Alright, so let's go here. After the rains. At the end of the round, attach after the rains the location with localized storm attached to it. If there is no damage on attached location, investigators at that location may spend 2 clues as a group. Place 1 damage on the attached location. Any investigator at that location may activate this ability. Alright. So if there's no damage on the attached location, I can spend 2 clues as a group. I place 1 damage on the attached location. So then at the start of that, this moves here at the end of the round, and then this moves at the start of the Mythos phase. So it rains, and then it stops raining. Okay. So place resolve the force effect on after the rains if it was the end of the round, then resolve the force. So I can move it. I can move it if I want to. So we're storm chasing. We're storm chasing. Okay, so I got that. So then we have to put damage on 4 locations. And then we have to get this to that. To the connecting location with the fewest investigators. Okay. And what's our side quest? Campus visit. The bright blue pastoral country of the Munchkins is the site of your current mission. While you have business in the country, Glinda advises you to seek out the College of Athletic Arts near the city to speak with Professor Wogglebug. She suggests that the public educator may have a plan to gain some deeper knowledge of the power. When an investigator enters the College of Athletic Arts, you must immediately advance. Oh, right over here. So we can check that. Hey, it's the Yellow Brick Road! Hello! Manning and Plant Grove, no thanks. Okay, so I mean, we can check this out pretty quick. But let's hear them. Oh, I guess I should also look at these guys. So, I chose people with no stress on them. And also, we do not have the spectroscopic analysis. So, we do not get to do the thing. It's just going to be 4. Hey, Dr. Nate, how's it going? Alright, the Woodman. The Tin Woodman. Draw the top card of the encounter deck. You get +1 skill by resolving its effects until the end of the round. During the next Mythos phase, you do not draw an encounter card. That's really good. That's a really good effect. The Wizard. Play a spell, ritual, or augury asset, paying its cost. I mean, he's here for the brain. TikTok. Seal any 3 non-autofail tokens to the TikTok. At the end of the turn, return those. That's also really powerful. Then the Hungry Tiger. Choose an enemy. That enemy loses a battalion alert until the end of your turn. If the target is non-elite, it cannot target you or resolving the Hunter keyword until the end of the round. Okay. Super! Let me put them in order of stat. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep the sword and the easy mark. Okay. And I think I'm gonna keep the lockpicks and Lola. I was hoping to get my Lucky Cigarette Case because things really pop off once you have Lucky Cigarette Case 3. It's been a while. Do I have that in my deck? I do have that in my deck. Good job, Past Justin. Okay. Honestly, pretty good start here. This is now a 4-shroud location, so I might just, like, try to ignore it. But, I mean, like, we could have Leo go first. I want to play you. You cost 4, though. You're really expensive. Because I want to get a weapon out. So maybe we could play, like, Guard Dog and Enchanted Blade. Play Guard Dog for 2, play this for 3, easy mark and move in. That seems pretty alright. So I'll play Guard Dog for 2. I'm going to easy mark first, I think. So we'll gain 2 resources and draw a card. Okay. We're going to play Enchanted Blade. And then we'll move in here for our last action. See what the clue situation's like. You like your new draft video? It's a fun and clever concept. Thank you! We're having a good time. The gameplay of it is really fun as well. Alright, so after drawing amount of cards at College Athletic Arts, draw an additional card. Choose and shuffle a non-weakness card from your hand into your deck. That's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. 4 Shroud, and now we have to advance this. A group of students lounging on the commons directs you to the office of Professor Wogglebug. It comes as no real surprise that the educator is indeed a bug, and one of the size of a human, but he carries himself with the jovial nature and the inflated pride that you expect from the president of a fairyland college. "Ah, such a welcome assemblage," he announces. "Enter and tell me everything." You sum up the present danger as best you can, and the Wogglebug nods along, already attending to chemical equipment. "Yes, I think my early creation is the sort of thing we need to deliver Oz from this predicament. One of my first inventions as head of the college was school pills to give students their daily learning in a single swallow. I can condense them in a variety of flavors, from arithmetic to zoology. All we need is a pill to give us knowledge of this color, and we shall know its weakness at once." Alright, good job, Wogglebug. The Wogglebug shepherds you back out of his lab at once. Of course, to make a school pill of anything, you'd have to know it first. So you must you must go out there and experience the color, bringing back every bit of knowledge you obtain. Also, I realized I never read the story, so we're actually going to just take a brief pause, and I'm going to read the story for this. As your companions rise from the table and set to work, you ask Dorothy for more about Polychrome. She's one of the Rainbow's daughters, the young girl states matter-of-factly, and she knows some fairy magic besides. Polly's helped us before, but we never know just when she'll show up. Most of the Rainbow's daughters don't stray off the rainbow, but Polly likes dancing near the end, and sometimes she falls down into Oz. The development leaves you puzzled, to say the least. There's no guarantee that Polychrome will show up when it rains, and now that you think of it, there have only been clear skies since you arrived in Oz. You ask Dorothy about the weather, and she frowns with some concern. It hardly ever rains in Oz, since it's supposed to be nice all the time. You exit the dining room feeling as though your chances of success are out of your control, but you're approached by Dorothy's other companions her own age, Betsy, Bobbin, and Trot. We may not be able to... That is such, like, old name, you know? It's like, Miss Muffet sat on her, like, truffet or whatever it is. It's like Betsy, Bobbin, and Trot. We may not be able to control the weather, Betsy says positively, but we do have something to show you. The two lead you up through the palace to Ozma's room, which you hesitate to enter until Dorothy makes it clear that you're welcome. Betsy pulls you toward one wall while Trot pulls aside a curtain. Behind it sits a painting, at least a blank canvas inside an ornate frame. This is the painting that I missed in the opening. Now, I bet you've never seen anything like this before, Dorothy explains. This is Ozma's magic picture. You just ask it to show you somebody and it does, just like looking through a window. It doesn't take much thought to realize the potential uses of the picture. Trot, the youngest but most serious of the trio, stands by morosely. I hope it helps us find Polly. Ozma tried to find Ruggedo after he vanished with the meteor, but could only see that he was somewhere underground, and that could be anywhere. You turn to the painting and state Polychrome's name, and the fabric suddenly blossoms with color. There, moving on the canvas, are a group of brightly colored fairies dancing on clouds, but more importantly, a landscape visible beneath them in a very distant hue. And that is the Munchkin Kingdom. Of course, of course. Okay, so we're done this story. Now we can come back and read the objective here. We're just bouncing all over the place. It's a blind play. You bounce all the time in a blind play. Those are just the rules. All right. Okay. Reaction. After a color card location is defeated or discarded, including after resolving its effects, choose and discard a card from your hand or spend a resource. Place one clue on this act from the token bank. If there are 6 or more clues on this act, an investigator of the College of Athletic Arts may advance. For each investigator in the campaign log who knows the color's who knows the color's scientific composition reduces the requirement. We both know this, so we actually only need 4 clues. Oh no, it's by 2. So we only need to do this twice. That's kind of awesome. Or discarded. So we both know that, so we only need 2 of these. Okay. Well, good job, Leo. Trish, your turn is going to be pretty simple. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to start with Lola Hayes. I'm gonna play the Otherworldly Compass for sure, and then we're gonna move in here, I think. The Yellow Brick Road. Move directly to any unrevealed location. Say no more! Say no more. Okay. Upkeep. And then we get to draw an additional card. And I get to shuffle a non-weakness card from my hand into my deck. I think I'm going to shuffle Dorothy back in. I think I like the Faustian. Oh, we have a little conundrum here. I think the Lockpicks is better, but like 2 Otherworldly Compasses kind of gets... This is a really good campaign to just blind bring this Otherworldly Compass deck into it. Alright, first evil card of the day is a hazard, Lightning Burst, test foot 6. This test gets -1 difficulty for each connection. Oh, sorry. At the end of the round, this moves here, and then this moves... We can move it there. So this moves... Starting this phase, attach localized storm to the connect location with the fewest investigators. And this is at the end of the round. Yes, okay. Alright, it says gets -1 difficulty for each connection away localized storm is for me. If you fail, take a damage and lose an action. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are 1 to 2. Alright. So we fail, so we're going to take a damage and lose an action. Spawn location with localized storm attached. Oh my god. Whew, that guy is gonna be a problem, huh? Alright, so he's gonna go over here. And then he is going to place a doom on him at the end of the round. Okay. Well, luckily, Leo can move in here. Do we play Mitch? Just play him for 2. What are you at? You're a 3. Yeah, I think I am going to play Mitch Brown. Because now Mitch Brown's holds my guard dogs. Okay. So I'm going to move up here, and then we're going to move directly to any unrevealed location. So we're going to go to Mountain Munch. You can now discover clues from Mountain Munch unless you've drawn cards or gained resources this round. Alright. Unfortunately, those are all my actions, but at least we're holding this guy. Alright, Trish is going to use Otherworldly Compass, reducing the shroud of this to 0. So we're just going to buy a clue, and then we're going to test 5 to 0 here. You're Mount Munchin right now? Amen, brother. Amen. Okay. I think I'm going to move into the blue forest. I could also go into the poppy field. Yeah, let's move into the poppy field. So one try location. After taking action at poppy field, if you are still at poppy field, take one horror or lose one action. Okay. That's a little bit spooky. I guess we're just going to have a 2-action turn this round. We're each just going to take 2 actions. This moves here. This goes down there. Alright, upkeep. A vicious blow. Sorry, this guy, yeah. Upkeep as well. A promise of power. Alright, we're at 2 of 6. Evil card over here. Leeched away. Put Leeched away into threat area, decay 2. Deal 3 damage to each investigator at this location and discard Leeched away. Oh, okay, that's a little bit spooky. As an action, though, we can spend a resource to discard it. Put Tainted Flying Threat Area, decay 1. Lose half your resources, round it up, and discard Tainted Supplies. Test foot 3. If you succeed, discard it. Okay. And decay, I just have to remind myself when decay happens. Decay is like at the end of the start of the at the start of the upkeep phase. We remove a horror, and then at the end of the round, we will trigger the decay effect. So the start of the round, at the start of the upkeep phase, we do the whole thing. We remove one from each, and then at the end of the round, we resolve its effects. Okay. Am I okay with losing my resources? I think so. Alright, well, Leo's going to attack this guy. So if you succeed, so we're going to go 6. We're going to go 6 to 3 for our first attack here. Nice. So I'll spend a charge to deal an additional damage. And if the blade is empowered and it defeats an enemy, we draw a card and heal a horror. I'll spend a resource to put a clue on this, I think. Nice. And then we get to draw a card and heal a horror. Okay. Okay. I think Leo is going to move into Dr. Pip's house, because it sounds nice. When you would discover any amount of clues from Dr. Pip's house, instead of discovering one of those clues, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a spell, ritual, augury, or augury card and draw it. Okay. Okay. I have 1 action left. I think I'm just going to spend a resource and discard this. And then I can discard a card from my hand to do this, to place the clue on this, and then we're done. Could just lose the overpower. I like it, though. I think we need you. So I think I'm just going to lose the overpower, and then this is just done. Nice. Oh, yeah, we also got all this shit. We also have these guys. There's a lot going on in my head right now. Okay. We're going to use the Otherworldly Compass. I'm going to grab a clue with Lola. And then we're testing 5 to 0. We're going to take a horror. I'll put it on me to start. Because we resolve the action. And then I think I move up here to the old farmhouse. While you're investigating the old farmhouse, it's been a long time since Dorothy or anyone for that matter has lived in the old Kansas farmhouse. That's kind of fun. While investigating the old farmhouse, it gets -1 shroud for every 5 cards in your discard pile. 0. I have 1 action remaining. I think it's just the best bang for my buck to play this Obfuscation. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we go upkeep. We remove one of these at the start of the upkeep phase. And this one's at the end of the round. Upkeep. Hey, Rheostrod's sick. And then we lose half of our resources rounded down. This moves here, and then this... I could just throw it up here. And then we can kind of have the storm come down this way. I think we could. Because it's just, at the start of the Mythos phase, attach localized storm to the connecting location with the fewest investigators. That's this one. Okay. So this is currently... Okay. Well, let's see what our encounter cards are, shall we? Let's start there. Spiraling Decay, remove 1 horror from each enemy and treachery with Decay X, so that's none. That is going to Surge, because the card has Surge. Desiccation, attach to your location. Attached location gains the color trait. Deal 3 horror to each investigator at this location and discard Desiccation. Choose and discard half of the cards in your hand. Round it up, discard Desiccation. A little bit spooky for sure. Seeped In. Attach Seeped In to an asset you control with a printed ability if possible. As the cost to trigger or activate the ability on the attached asset, take a damage or a horror. Hey, I'm just going to put that on my... Obfuscation. Because I think that's the one we want to use the least. Alright, so if I move here, this turns into a 2 shroud location. If Leo moves here, this becomes a 2 shroud location. And that's pretty good. Does Leo have anything else he needs to do? No, he's going to play Faustian for sure. So Leo's going to move in here to the blue forest. Investigators cannot leave the blue forest during the same round they enter. That also works for enemies. Okay, I mean, it is big. It's a big blue forest. I'm going to play a Faustian. So we're going to add 2 curse tokens. And then we get 5 resources. If I spend 3 of these, I can play the other Enchanted Blade. If I do that, I can play this Enchanted Blade, and we have enough to play Tristan next turn. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3. We'll play Enchanted Blade. And we are lightsabered up. Now over here, I think we're gonna Otherworldly Compass. So we're 5 to 2. I'll go 6 to 2 with this Eureka. Nice. So we're gonna grab a clue, and then we're gonna look at the top 3 cards of our deck. I think I'm gonna grab the other Eureka. Yeah, Eureka. I found a Eureka. Can I do this again? If I just go 5 to 5, is it worth the juice? We can use TikTok to go 7. I can use Eureka to go up 3. I think I'm going to do it. So we're going to get the symbols on this one. And then we're going to just investigate at 8 to the game's 5. -1, -3 if localized storm is attached to your location or connecting location. Sure. Oh my god. Oh, these choices. I think we take the lucky cigarette case. Because that's the one that just cascades further down to goodness, right? I'm going to spend 2 clues to place a damage on this location. And then for my last action, I think I'm going to gain a resource. No, I think we move in here. Okay. This comes up here, this moves over here. And then we go upkeep. Oh, sorry, I have to decay everything as well. Okay. We're going to have a boss fight soon, just so we can all be aware of that. Attach the seeped in to an asset you control with a printed activate ability. With printed ability if possible. Put on guard dog. Now I can put on the sword with more, right? I mean, I can put it on Mitch Brown, because it is a printed ability. But I think it goes against what the card should be doing, in my mind. Oh, sorry. And then this... No, this is right. This guy goes here. Deal 3 horror to each investigator of this location. Discard desiccation. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I think ability is just squiggles. Oh, yeah. What would it be when there's nothing on it? Because I mean, like, this is a printed ability in my mind, but what's the actual term for it in the rulebook? Let's look at ability in the rulebook. No idea, because that's an ability on a card. An ability. Card abilities only affect the game unless the ability specifically references. Card abilities interact with other cards in multiple instances. Various constant. No, it's a that is an ability. It's a constant ability then. So you can put it on Mitch Brown. Because that's a constant ability. Leo comes in here, grabs this guy, and moves. Is that crazy? I don't think it is. We have to take 2 horror. But I'm kind of down for it. TBH. I'm kind of down for it. We play Tristan as well. Bond and Blood is an ally in play or all in your hand, right? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's drop down Tristan Botley. Tristan! He doesn't do anything right now, but he will in the future. I'm going to move in here. I'm going to engage this guy. And then we're going to move into this location. We'll take a horror. Hello, brother. Trish is going to gain a resource. Trish is going to play Lucky Cigarette Case. And then I'm going to investigate at 5 to 2. We'll go 7 to 2 because it's the only action we're taking in which to investigate this turn. So 7 to 2. We succeed by 3, so we'll look at the top 3. When after if? Is that how it goes? When it was the order for this? I think I've passed the when, but maybe not. I need to just do Dunsparce. Let's do Dunsparce. Give me the when after if rule. Your little chant that you always say to remind me. I mean, I think I'll take this one regardless, and it's the matter of if I can play this now or not. I don't know. I think the window's done. Succeed by X happens first. So after you succeed by X... So then I can still play the I'll take that now. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to grab 2 clues, but I'm going to place 2 clues down. Put a damage here. So when you succeed... I mean, this one's after. This one's after and this one's when. So I appreciate you, but I don't know. Like, I get it, but it also doesn't... You're saying the same word when the card doesn't say that word. Because this one's after. When, if, after. Alright, so then I've lost the window for I'll take that then. When, if, after. Alright. I don't care too much. This is going to go here. This goes there. Enemy phase, we're going to take a horror. You know what? I actually can take both the horror, now that I think about it. I do have the healing weapon. This is going to go like this. These are going to drip down. This gets discarded. And then we have to do our upkeep as well. Ooh, did I just cause the Mythos phase? I just caused us to Ancient Evils. Was it worth it? Probably not, but I did it. And it was all my fault. I thought this guy, for some reason, I thought he had the text only when he was at the localized storm, but he does not. So we Ancient Eviled ourselves. A new threat emerges, pushed to madness once more by the color. Through the haze of the madness and the crumbling landscape, they still seek to settle their old scores, perhaps as a final act of their right mind. Once again, it falls on you to stop this malfactor. Spawn the set-aside nemesis enemy at any location connected to lead investigator's location. So this guy has Hunter. He hits for a bunch. Let's say we put him here. Alright. Each minute you spend in the degrading countryside is a risk to your health and sanity. Do not tarry any longer than you have to, regardless of the missions for without you... Oz is surely doomed. Not tarry any longer than you have to, regardless of the missions for without you, Oz is surely doomed. Okay. Let's not accidentally Ancient Evils ourselves. Alien Aurora. Put in play next to the agenda deck. Searching count Chaos Bag for the 2 highest non-symbol... Hey, this one's classic. This is the one that I just always play with, I suppose. Surge. Immediately resolve the force effect on after the reigns if it was the end of the round, then resolve the force effect as if it was the start of the Mythos phase. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, there has to be some sort of something that causes shit to move unexpectedly. Crumbling Wretch. Hunter, Decay 1. Crumbling Wretch gets -2 fight and +1 horror until the end of the next round. That's a spicy meatball if I've ever seen one. Okay. That's a tough boy. Turns into a 2-3. He's a tough guy. We got a lot. I mean, we're about to get the exact same thing that happened in the last scenario, where we're gonna get the shuffle, and we're gonna get a bunch of enemies coming up. I just feel it in my bones. We haven't had a lot of enemies in the first half, so I'm like, this is exactly what happened last time. Okay, we have to fight this guy. But, like, having this guy kind of be a thing is kind of a nightmare. So if I had to, I wish I put that guy there, but that's okay. So how do we do this? Okay. Well, I think we stab this guy. We're going to stab him at 7-3. Nice. Spend a charge. Sorry, I think these... Did I do these? I think I did. So this guy will die. We're going to heal a horror and draw a card. We're then going to move in here and we're going to go into boss fight mode. Hello, Chiss! Save to take Chiss. If Chiss is ready, do not succeed by 2 or more, take a damage. I have a Reestrad. So we're going to add 3 curse tokens. So then we're at 8-2. No fear. 9-2. -2. Alright, so we deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to this guy. That's pretty good! That's pretty good. So this one deals 4. This deals the 5th. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good hit. That means that this guy, Leo, will be a lot more prepared for him. Trish! Why don't we evade him? I think we do want to evade him here. So we're going to go 9-3. We pass. I don't think we're going to do the I'll take that. And then Trish is going to move into this location. And we're going to Otherworldly Compass. I think I'm going to buy a clue. And then that gets me an additional clue. And then I think we also want a deduction on this. So then we have 6-1. -2. So we succeed by 4. Nope. 3. Because we had 6. So I can also, I'll take that out my lock picks, which is awesome. And then I also get to look at the top 3. I would have grabbed you, but I've already used my ability, so I'm just grab it in the shadows, I think. In the shadow, you know, to the In the Shallows song. You know what I'm doing, everybody. I don't need to explain myself. We'll grab a clue and an additional clue because of the deduction. Which scenario is this? This is from the Color Out of Oz custom campaign, and this is the scenario Chasing Rainbows, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. Alright. Enemy phase. This guy's going to attack me, but this motherfucking idiot is going to bite my dog. And the dog's going to bite him back. And then the decay. Upkeep. And then this goes away. Okay. We now go to the top of the round. Desiccation. That's totally A-okay. That's honestly one of the softest encounter cards I've ever seen in my life right now. Lightning Burst. This one's also... Oh, sorry, this has to move. So this moves here, and we're going to move this one, I think, down into the localized storm, because we really want to come back over here. Where do we think the What's-Its-Nuts is going to be? The peak? Probably near Mount Munch, huh? Probably near Mount Munch? Okay. So, it gets -1 for each connection you are away. So 1, 2. So this is a 5 to 4. You fail to take a damage and lose an action. Yeah, I'm going to In the Shadows this. I think we're going to go 9 to 4. 7, 3. I think I'm not going to Lucky Cigarette Case, because I think we want to kind of cheese it a bit. Yeah, it is a fan make. It is. It is Color Out of Oz. And it's really good! Okay. We got to get away from this guy. Because he hits for 2 and 2. He hits for 2 and 2. Which, if you don't know, I quickly just crunched the numbers here. It's pretty big. 2 and 2 is pretty high. Let's have Trish go first. I think Trish is going to move in here. She cannot leave it. I will spend 2 of my clues. To place a damage here. So the next turn, it's our last one. Okay. And then I'm gonna lockpicks. So we have 10 to 3, which is a pretty good number. So it's a -3, so we have 7. So I'll look at the top 4. I'll take the Burning the Midnight Oil. Not that we investigate normally with this deck. I do grab a clue. And then I will Otherworldly Compass. There are 3 revealed connecting locations. There's actually a bunch. So we're going to buy a clue for free with Lola, and then go 5 to 0. Seems pretty good. Honestly, this Trish deck is pretty good. I can see this potential. Like, Otherworldly Compass has impressed me. When I wanted to play it when I did the re-ranking, I was like, is this card good? Because it seems good. And I think this card is good. Obviously, it's very good so far in this campaign due to the amount of connecting locations that the first 4 maps have had. But it's not hard to just have this be a never-ending compass. Sorry, never-ending flashlight, which I think is a pretty good baseline. It works very well, especially with Lola. Okay, good job, Trish. That was a great turn. Let's attack this guy with the Sword of Might and Magic. So we have 7 to 2. I think I'm going to use this to get +2 Fist with the Tin Woodman. So we're going to go 9 to 2. You know what? We're just going to ignore that. 9 to 2. Nice. This guy is going to be dead. So we get a Heal a Horror and draw a card. And Porchis has been defeated. He made a mistake by fighting Curse Leo when he had his Reastrad powers. Okay, how do we do this? We have 2 actions left. We get away from you. My question is, do I go up and over and come over here? Or do we go... I don't think we... I mean, we could join you to stay completely open, right? Oh shit, I could have played... You know what? I also would have played Dorothy at the start of my turn. Because she's an ally. She's an ally asset. Yeah, I think I do move in here. And then I think I'm going to just... Faustian? I'm going to get 3, you're going to get 2. Awesome. This guy can come here. This one is at the start, so this moves there. And then we can send this down to the college, I think. Upkeep. Decay's trigger. This one goes away. Chromophobia. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is the one where after you draw a color encounter card, take a horror. Spooky! Location with localized storm. Alright, well, Leo, something for you to do. So this is after you draw one? Okay. After you draw a color card with our good friend Leo. In the sha-la-la-la-la-lows. Okay. Leo moves, and we want to kill this guy. We don't want to make the same mistake. We have to learn from our mistakes. The other of the compass feels similar to the hemispheric map. +2 tests for 1 turn, which is always 1 book. It's not +2 to a test, though. That's, I think, the -2 is so much stronger. Like, I think +2 versus -2 is a world of difference in this game. I mean, we have to see where we need to go with this anyway, but we can move to any unrevealed location. So we actually can, like, just shoot right to the objective, right? Assuming it comes into play unrevealed. Oh, but then we got to get the rain to where it needs to go. Right, yeah, we need to do that as well. And that's where the second half of this is going to come in, as we are going to, like, kite the storm there. All right. Well, I think Trish is going to go first. Trish is going to move in here. Trish is going to place 2 clues. But most Seekers don't care about reducing difficulty. Yeah, but Seekers can care now, right? Like, they have a tool to just infinitely care about shroud reduction. Have you not realized that there's a thing in Scarlet Keys called Shed a Light? And this means that Seekers can potentially just do that more often. Wow. You know, like, it is like they can care. I think that's the point you're missing here. They can care. These clues don't go here. All right. So with this one, number of locations by 1. All right. Put this inside isolated peek into play. Honestly, chat, sometimes you're like Holy Helicopter. Sometimes, you know, you're just a little bit you make me go, huh? With your opinions. I'll tell you that much right now. All right, and then we got to get this over there. That's not too far. Only problem is this needs to go to a location without investigators. We also have to worry about this crumbling wretch. If we move here, the storm can go up here, and then Trish can start, like, cycling it back. Investigators cannot enter isolated peak. Okay, so we can't go in. We just have to get the reins there. Trish has 2 actions remaining. I think I'm going to play out this obfuscation. Not that I even need to use it. I suppose I'll draw a card, and then we'll move in here. Then we're going to use the super version of this, so we'll choose an enemy, this guy. He loses Battalion and learns to turn if the target enemy is non-elite, which I should check to make sure he isn't. Okay, good. It cannot target you or resolving the Hunter keyword until the end of the round. Cool. Leo is going to go 1, 2, and then we can advance this as well. Oh, that's it. Alright. Professor Rugelbug collects and organizes the samples and notes you returned to him with great interest. Through a strange and painstaking process, the material was reduced to a small tablet with the same unearthly hue as the color. The professor admires it with a raised eyebrow before popping it into his mouth and swallowing. Immediately he collapses to the floor, his eyes widen and vibrant in a sort of seizure. Oh my god, we fucking killed him. You help rouse the Rugelbug, and he lies panting on the floor of his lab in a cold sweat. It worked! Good heavens, did it work? The sort of knowledge can never be taught to anyone sane. It jarred me to my core, me, the president of the college, shaken by knowledge. He struggles upward and looks back to the chemistry set. I will distill the rest into pills for your usage, but I implore you, take only one, half of one even. In your campaign log, under advantages, record school pills. Choose an investigator, so we'll take these. I did not read what they did, but they nearly killed Bugman, so I'm a little bit hesitant. Alright, so then this is done. So now we just have to do this. Okay. Fast, 3 portions. When an investigate location initiates an investigation attempt, exhaust school pills and spend a portion. If it's successful, discover 1 additional clue. If this test succeeds by 3 or more, heal an investigator at that location. That's really good. Holy hell. Anyways, we're going to stab you with this sword. So we have 7 to 3. Sorry, I don't spend the charge until I hit. Nice. He's dead. We draw a card and heal a horror, but we have no horror to heal. Okay. This dog's going to move here because it's ignoring Trish. This comes up here. This moves down there. Okay. Okay. Decay. Then we go upkeep. And then this goes away. Okay. And then we go 3 of 8. This is a color, so we are going to take a horror. Patrol, nearest location with 1 or more cards with decay. After deal damage in excess of its health, deal 1 horror and remove 1 horror from each card at your location. Oh, that's a spicy card. I love that card. That design's really cool. Also our own chromophobia. Okay, so how do we maneuver this turn? Oh, okay. guy hits for 2 and 2, but I can probably take it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take it. I think I'm just going to let this guy fucking hit me. Okay, okay. So I think Trish needs to go first. Trish needs to move up here, and she needs to place 2 clues on this. So then we resolve this, and then we move that there. We don't want to place clues here, because we'll just get hurt. So I think we just wait to the end of the round to do this. So I think I'm just gonna like burn the midnight oil. We're gonna investigate at 5 to 2. Nice. And then I think I'm gonna lockpicks and we'll go 10 to 2. Maybe we can grab our weakness out. Yeah, we'll get a look at the top 7 cards of our deck, which is a pretty good number. No weakness, but I will grab the deduction. Thank you for asking, game. Thank you. All right, we're gonna punch this guy with the sword. We're gonna go 7 to 3. Fatality. He's dead. We don't succeed. We don't deal excess damage. Look at that. Or look at that. Our deck is doing the thing, I suppose. We'll move in here. And then I think I'll just like spend 2 and play a bandolier. Oh, the first person who responds, choose my next character for play. Am I one of the people? Do I get to respond? The main fighter will be Lily. The other 2 players haven't chosen their characters yet. The options: Winnie, Vincent, Susie, Stella, Safina, Rex, Patrice, Min, Daryl, Charlie, Bob. I got my choice, but I'll let someone in chat choose. If no one speaks up, though, I will. Fight me. All right. 1 on you. So then you'll take a damage back. We'll take a horror, and you'll take a horror. All right, and then we get to go upkeep. Ooh. All right. Sorry. And then this moves in here. This moves down there. And then we get to do this. Oh, no, it's after the rain. So we have to wait 1 more whole turn. Yeah, that's life, I suppose. But that's okay. We just have to wait 1 more turn. It's going to gain Surge. And notably, this card is not a color card. Hey, Hungry Russell, middle of the night. He wants some treats. So we're going to take a horror. To Q1, lose half your resources. Hey, that's not very nice. That's not very cash money of you, game. Okay. Yeah, so we just gotta wait for this to go, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're just going to test this. We'll go 7 to 3. Yeah, we'll ignore that. 7 to 3. Nice, this is done. Yeah, it's literally opposite of cash money. Amen. We're gonna lockpicks this location, see if we can get rid of our weakness. So we're gonna go 10 to 2. Nah, sorry, 8 to 2. We have 5 to 2 when all is said and done. So we look at the top 3. I'll still shoot my shot. Yeah, give me this. I feel like we're going to need them once we get into this final battle. And then we're going to move in here for our last action. Alright, we're going to attack this guy with this enchanted blade. We have 7 to 4. I will use this to go 9 to 4 with the Woodman. Nice. Yeah. We'll heal a horror and draw a card. Hey. Honestly, Guard Dog, I think you've done a lot. Your watch has ended. So we'll discard an ally so we can draw from play, obviously. I have 2 actions left. I think I'm going to move in here, and we're going to play Survival Knife. Alright, this goes in here, and then this advances. I guess this actually stays here by the order of operations. Also decays? No decays. Alright. The storm finally veers away from its usual circuit toward a tall mountain peak. You give it a passing glance, but see the bright shimmer of a rainbow colors as the storm passes. Hopeful, you stare more carefully and spot a shimmer of prismatic light lingering about the mountaintop. There's no sudden burst of the invasive color. Polychrome must be up there. Remove After the Rains from the game. Reveal the isolated plateau and put the set-aside Polychrome story asset into play at the isolated peak. Reveal isolated plateau. I'm going to assume that's supposed to be isolated peak. I wonder if these locations have victory on them. We're just ignoring them. Okay, okay, so we remove After the Rains from the game. Goodbye. And we have Polychrome. Polychrome! The Rainbow's Daughter. You +1 skill value during tests printed on or performed against cards with the color trait. After a color card at your location is defeated or discarded, exhaust Polychrome. Move to a connecting location. That seems really good. Okay. Polychrome may be in sight, but several dangerous obstacles still lie between you and her. The mountain peak is affected by the color as the rest of the landscape, and will take some careful planning to safely scale the cliffs both up and back down again. If an investigator takes control of Polychrome, you must immediately advance. You will still have a chance to advance the other one. Okay. While Polychrome is not controlled by an investigator, she gains Lightning Bolt. Take control of Polychrome. For the main of the scenario, Polychrome does not take up any slots. Then, investigators at Isla Peak may spend up to 4 clues as a group, so we need 8. For every 2 player clues you do not spend, choose a different companion asset in play. Oh, I mean, we have this, right? We have the clues? Yeah, if I get these clues, we're good. Okay. Upkeep. I have to lose a card. I think it's going to be Money Machine. I think we're good on money. And then this moves up here. So I grab these clues, and then we call it a day. Easy peasy. We're at 4. I did put the Doom on. I did! I'll take a horror. You're dead. Khalida. After it readies, I think I'm going to just U-handle this one to hand that over to my good friend Leo. Gain a resource. So I'll take up any slots. Investigators at Isla Peak may spend up to 4 player clues as a group. 8. I mean, that gives us the 8 we need. So I think we just... Like, these might have victory. I'll check after, but I think I'm just going to run with it. We'll move in here, and we will Otherworldly Compass. Puts us at 5 to 1. We'll buy a clue with Lola. And then we'll go 5 to 1. I'll go 7 to 1. Nice. Grab a clue. Draw a card. And then I'll Lightning Bolt. Take control of Polychrome for the main of the scenario. Polychrome does not take up any slots. Then investigators Isolated Peak may spend up to 4 clues 4 player clues. I have 8 clues right here. Consider them spent. I like that you can just, like, punch the fuck. Like, you can, like, make them work extra hard. It's like, climb up the mountain for polychrome, you cucks, you know? And then they do it. Alright. You and your companions forge away up the rock face, finally reaching the top to find polychrome. As you hoped, the colorful fairy sways and twirls in place in the form of a dance while tears trickle down her cheeks. Dorothy breathes a thankful sigh as she clambers up alongside you. I'm glad Polly's alright. She may seem odd, but dancing is just her way of distracting herself from her troubles. You approach the distraught fairy, and she immediately lights up as the sight of many of her former friends. She runs to embrace them, though keeps a wary distance from you as a stranger. Everyone, how did you find me? She asks in a voice as light as air. Dorothy and your other companions tell her of your dedication in tracking the storm, and Polly turns to you and gives you an elegant curtsy. I'm very grateful. I was afraid I would be trapped here, but has the land here always been this sick? There's plenty to explain, but there will be opportunity for that in a much safer space. We're going to go to Resolution 2. Nice job. You return to the Emerald City at a brisk pace ahead of the advancing decay, but with enough leeway to bring Polly up to speed on the state of Oz. The Rainbow Fairy listens attentively and with a very serious expression, but she still keeps in constant motion, dancing and twirling. Goodness, what a horrible thing. I do not know if my magic can affect something as unnatural as this color from space, but I shall try. So many of my friends are at risk, and it shall spoil my father's own colors besides. You hope that polychrome does indeed have the ability to fight the color with her own magic, but stopping the color is the only one part of the fight. The Gardner farm to this day is called the Blasted Heath because of the lasting damage inflicted on it. Of course, you didn't have the magic of Oz back in Arkham, so you can only pray that it makes the difference. But recovery of any kind at all is still only an earnest wish right now. In your campaign log under advantages, record polychrome. I am polychrome. Alright, with the rampant color and worsening state of the countries, the Emerald City is practically under siege. Even a few bitter enemies of Oz seem hell-bent on destroying you and your companions before the inevitable end. How much of this conflict is their own desire and how much is from the color twisting their psyches has yet to be determined. Is there no end to the violence? As if to answer your question, a young man staggers breathlessly through the streets nearby you, rushing toward the palace. Why, it's Woot the Wanderer, Dorothy explains and moves to meet him. At the sight of Dorothy, Woot collapses onto a nearby bench. He points behind himself back out towards the countryside as he summons the air to explain. Invasion. An army is invading from across the deserts, or under it. Each investigator earns Victory X. The color is aware of our strength. Again. Investigator took control of story asset. We may choose to add that asset to our deck. I'm going to look on that and think about that for a second. And we're going to have to add a fatigue to the wizard, the woodman, TikTok, and the hungry tiger. And then we go to scenario 5. Misery loves company. Okay, but let's see our victory. We'll start there. Also, did I miss any victory? No! We missed one victory. I'm not going to be too upset by that. Alright, so then what do we got? 5 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 XP. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Okay, I also gotta release these tokens. Alright, let's look at this stuff. School pills. When investigation initiates an investigation attempt, exhaust school pills and spend a portion. If it's successful, we'll discover an additional clue. Yeah, I mean, Trish is probably going to take that. That just seems like really good for our friend Trish. So yeah, we're going to give that to Trish. Polychrome. You get +1 skill die during tests printed on or performed against cards with a color trait. So this is basically like a +1 to everything Leo has to do. I think I'm going to give Leo Polychrome because it just kind of makes sense, right? 3 icons too. Yeah. We could always could get a little bit well prepared. Always go a little bit shaving man. Okay, sweet. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks to Beard. This is honestly just like simple Arkham, baby. And, like, the mechanic's cool. Like, Chase the Storm. You can, like, use your thought process to, like, get the storm going the way you want. It's a blast. It's been really fun, and I hope you've been enjoying it at home. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a good one. See you for the next episode. And as always, a GG's.